What's up, guys? We are back for another edition of Room 217. Today we're going to be talking about the pros and the cons of where Texas Frightmare Weekend is located now going forward. So tune in. So, for all you people that love horror conventions, the best one in the South that's been going on since 2006 is called Texas Frightmare Weekend, and it's located right in Dallas, up north of Texas. So, since it's been around, there's been quite a few, change of hotels, change of events. We started going in 2018, so we've only gotten the experience like the last couple of years, but we've gotten to see 2 different hotels since then. So we're going to talk about the difference between the 2. Now, I can say, looking at this list I got here, it's really all pros.
For the most part, yeah, the move really was for the better.
I agree. There's really not many cons at all. And before I go forward, please be sure to subscribe, hit the like, shoot us a comment, and please forgive about the way we're dressed, but we are snowed in today. First time ever here outside of New Orleans that we're snowed in.
There's literally about 2 feet of snow in the yard.
Yeah, no, I think it's more than that. I think it's about 5, maybe.
No, because I'm 4'10". It's taller than I am.
Oh, I'm thinking of inches. I'm an idiot. I was never good at math. But
I'm 4'10". I'd be bigger than me.
It's cold, so we're trying to stay toasty. So let's start with our first pro. Plenty of parking spaces and no more fighting for parking spaces. And what I mean by that is, so it was at the Hyatt the last few years, and there really was only one section where you would park at to get to the event. Problem is, it wasn't very big. So if you stayed at the Hyatt, most people parked their car, never left.
Right, so they didn't venture out. And we found so many great little restaurants and spots and stuff outside of the venue because we didn't stay in the we stayed at the host hotel, but we didn't once we parked not leave.
Exactly. So there was that. And then the people coming in who weren't staying at the Hyatt,
they had trouble finding parking too because all the spots were taken by the people who were staying there.
Exactly. Now, I'll say this, like Erica just said, we always left to go eat.
Do other things.
Right, because we'll get to the food in a minute. So when we came back, we never had our spot back. But we also never had trouble finding a parking spot. Yeah, we had to walk, but it's just walking. Now, unless you're, you have trouble.
You have something going on where, maybe you need a walker or something like that, for whatever the reason might be.
That's understandable. Right. But if you're perfectly healthy and, not lazy, there's just take the walk. It's really not that bad. You definitely want to pay attention to where you park at, though, because you could get lost in there very quickly. But we eventually got,
And it's a thing of the past now anyway. Because
exactly.
It's not at that same location anymore.
Right. So, another pro. Excuse me. So, when it was at the Hyatt, you had just this hotel, and then the event took place downstairs. You had overflow hotels, but they were scattered all over. So, a pro I have now is now you have 4 hotels within walking distance to where it's at now. See, now it's at the Irving Convention Center. So it's at an actual convention center where there's no hotel attached to it, just some around it. But they are in walking distance now, which is great. So you don't have to fight for one hotel like back then. Now, the Marriott I know is a little further. It is in walking distance, but it's about a 10-minute walk. That is the only downfall, but it still is in walking distance. You have a Holiday Inn that's kind of behind the Irving Convention Center. You have the West End, which is right across the street. Then you have the Texacan, which is also right across the street. And that's all I'm going to say about the Texacan. So you have some in walking distance. And another pro is, as far as overflow hotels go, I believe there is more than there were when it was at the Hyatt. So there's like an endless amount of possibilities of where to stay. Now, you know, I know you still have to drive to it, but still you have a place to stay and close to the event. So,
Right.
So I was saying that I would get to food. This is our next pro. Food options. Oh my God.
They
the
have
food options.
way more food options at the new location than they had at the old one.
Yes.
So if you're somebody who's going to just get there and you don't feel like leaving, you want to stay parked where you're at and you're staying at the host hotel, you'll have no problem finding a place to eat. There's tons of restaurants right there by the Toyota Music Factory, which is right behind the hotel. But also there's food trucks that are out front the convention center. Plus inside the convention center there's food as well.
Yep. And the food, guys, inside the convention center
It's
is
not bad.
so it's good.
Yeah, it's a lot better. I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot better than what they had at the Hyatt.
Yes, the food trucks. We've had I think 2 or 1 of the food trucks. I'm not sure, but what we had was good.
I think you just had a burger. I had chicken tenders, but they were good.
They were good. The Toyota Music Factory is within walking distance. Like, it's really not that far at all. You have a bunch of food options, a lot of bar, pubs, steakhouse. Well, it's not a steakhouse, but it's a fancier restaurant that has steak, which was
really
delicious.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
The Yard House, it was really, really good. I recommend the Yard House.
Same here. So we have a buddy, I'm gonna give a shout out, Todd Lewis. If you see that man on the group page, he posts videos every year of showing you like how to get to the hotel, how to get to the Toyota Music Factory, what's in it. Just keep an eye out on his video. He is going to show you like everything.
He does a really good job of explaining things.
You know, and just so you know, him, ourselves, we are not associated with Texas Frightmare at all.
No, we've been going a long time, so
we're just doing this just to do it and help people out. That's all. You know, we were
newbies to it.
Right. It grows every year. It keeps getting bigger, so we understand there's going to be a lot of questions. We were bugging our friend Tiffany for a lot of questions because
she's been going even longer than we have. She's going, I think this would be like her 15th, I think.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
But
I know she's been going a long time. She was going before it was even at the Hyatt. She was at the first original location.
Right. So you're gonna it's gonna be confusing because you know there's a lot that plays into it, but it's a very organized. It's actually one of the most organized conventions.
Yeah.
It's do not let anybody who gets VIP tell you can't do it without VIP. We have done it without VIP and gotten to meet everybody we wanted to, gotten to do everything we want to do. Now, you'll be waiting in long lines,
right.
Which it's a convention. It's going to happen, but
we mostly do the VIP because we do enjoy that extra 2 hours. It's an hour, not 2 hours. It's an hour. It's an hour. It's an hour that you get in early. We enjoy that extra hour just to either knock somebody out that we are waiting to meet or just to get to some of the venues.
Right.
But if we didn't have that extra hour, we'd still probably be able to do every single thing we wanted to do.
Yeah, it's very possible, guys. I mean, don't let that get you down. Please don't. You can go and have fun. Trust me. Now, so speaking of tickets, that'll be my next pro, which is anybody who does want to try to get a VIP ticket. There is now more VIP tickets than before. It used to only be like 300, but now I think it's like 550 VIPs.
Something like that, because you got rid of the premium, because you used to have 3 options. You had a regular ticket, premium tickets, and then there was the VIP tickets. He did away completely with premium, so now your only options are regular or VIP.
Right. So
basically what was premium got kind of blended into what is VIP now.
Exactly. So that's a pro for those who are wanting to, try to grab at it. And just be aware, they're not cheap. They're about 300 and something a piece. So
exactly.
Next big pro. Oh my God. The space. The one downfall about the Hyatt was it was kind of...
It was cramped.
Yeah, the welcoming was kind of going down because it was cramped. It was getting too... The event was getting too big.
It was too big for the location. The location couldn't handle the amount of people.
Right. So the space is so great. You have most of your celebrities like along the wall, like all along there. You have all your vendors and some other celebrities like dead in the middle in the aisles.
But the majority of the guests are going to be along the wall, most of them.
Right. And because of this, so there's no more separate rooms. Back in the Hyatt, you had 2 big rooms, and they were kind of mixed.
They do separate rooms, but not the same way. Like if it's a guest that they know is going to draw a really big crowd, they have extra like rooms that they'll set them in. Like when John Carpenter was there, he had his own separate room from where everybody else was, where you had to go meet him at.
Yep. She beat me to that.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. But she's right. There's like 2 or 3 rooms that they use for bigger people that's going to draw a bigger crowd. You usually have to get like a virtual ticket at the box office for those, but that's the only... No, you're good. But no more like separate big rooms, which would have like a mixture of vendors and celebrities. So you have to go back and forth, or stick with one room and then go to the other room. But not anymore. That's done. Another pro, screening rooms, panel rooms, photo rooms are bigger. The screening room is so much bigger than the Hyatt. So you have plenty more space for seating. It's still first come, first serve, obviously, but you have a better chance because it's big, guys. Like even they still let some people in to stand like in the back part, and even there's space for that even. The photo room is bigger. It's also a little more organized, I would say.
Yeah.
Like before, it would be in the same room where they would have like the parties, and you would have the tables just kind of in a way and just little space to line up.
Right, they got more space to work with, so that the lines don't all blend in together like they used to.
Right. And there's no more as far as like activities, those are the same. I guess you could consider that as a pro too. Like they still have the party.
Right.
They still have the theme party. Everything is the same. It's just in a different location. Like the vibe is still there. More people tend to create, I guess, parties at their hotels. Like the Texacan has an outside court, and they tend to throw parties there because they have pits. So the hotels kind of become the party now. So.
Right.
No more fighting with elevators. Everybody who's ever been to Texas Frightmare where it was at the Hyatt, the elevators sucked. It was so cramped, you had to wait.
God forbid you were like high up, which most of us were. You were on like floors 8 and 9 and stuff like that. So there was no walking up the flights.
I think the lowest we ever stayed was 5. I was
3 or 5.
I was gonna say 7, but
I think we had 3 or 5 one year.
I made the mistake walking up the steps to avoid the elevators. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. So, another better thing about this location, the Wi-Fi. It actually works. Back in the Hyatt, you can connect to the Wi-Fi, sure.
Getting it to actually work, though.
Right, you know, it was like, you know, it was like the prototype of dial-up. It just wasn't happening at all. But now, Wi-Fi works, so there's actually a lot more vendors who will take cards. Because back in the Hyatt, they weren't taking cards. You were paying with cash. Everybody takes cash, obviously, but
the majority take cards now too. Most of them.
Right. So no more fighting with that. Better AC. There was one of the rooms at the Hyatt. It would become very hot, and when you're surrounded by a lot of people who are sweating, a lot of people who don't wear deodorant, the smell, you know, blended with marijuana is not very pleasant. It sucks. And the feeling sucks too. But not here. The AC flow is great all over that, I want to say arena, but building.
It's a convention center.
Right. So, like, as y'all seeing, the pros are, you know, great, man.
Right.
You know, people have complaints. Some don't feel like it's the same thing. I mean, we've only been going, this is going to be our, what, 7th year?
Since 2018, so...
Well, either way, I mean, now we can be considered veterans, but we're...
This will be 8.
There you go.
No, because of the pandemic year.
So it'd be 7.
7, yes.
So we are in that veteran category, but we're not like those true ones that have been going since like before the Hyatt. But even most of them, you know, they're still going. The vibe's still there, you know. It's one of the best conventions out there, guys. You get people that you'll never think you'll meet. Like, just keep going. Make friends. Like,
we have tons of people that we've become friends with because of going to
Make
Texas Frightmare.
memories. Buy stuff. It's there. But along with the pros, as I'm getting out here, where there are a lot of people who are complaining, like the first year at the Irvin, there was a guy in line who was already bitching about everything, and I just kind of rubbed that off and looked at him and was like, yeah, okay, like, because he said it wasn't bigger. Like, dude, that's our doggy. It's because we're not giving him attention right now.
All of our attention, yes.
Trust me, he's loved. He's not being tortured. So, with me going into this negativity here, I guess let's go on with the cons, which aren't many. So we're gonna start off with parking. The con now with parking is it's no longer free. Back in the Hyatt, you would get a ticket, and then you would get it validated by the front desk and go on about your way, and it would be free. Not anymore. Now you have to actually pay at the event, but it's not hella expensive. I think it's only like 10 or 12 bucks.
I'm not sure because we've never had to pay.
Right. Well, actually, we do pay. We have to pay at the hotel every night.
Right.
But that's the one con. You now have to pay. But, I mean, you have so much parking spaces, man. Like, you don't have to fight for it no more. And the good thing is, so my understanding, when that parking lot is full, where the hotel is across the street, they have like an overflow thing for like the convention center. You could park there, and I think they're all the same price. So that's a con. Another one is I know she had mentioned host hotel. There technically isn't a host hotel no more. Yeah, well,
technically, the Westin is the host.
It is, but then it isn't. Because that is where a lot of the guests do stay. That's where a lot of vendors stay. But, like, I guess host hotel would be where everything is in that one building, which it's not.
I mean, but it's literally just across the street. Like,
Right.
if you stay at the Westin, it's less than a 5-minute walk across the street to the.
It's less than a 1 minute walk.
Right.
It's like
literally
maybe
you walk
30
out the doors
seconds.
and walk across the street and you're there.
Right. I guess the other downfall is not having a host hotel is like if you're like us and other friends, you buy a bunch of stuff, you can't go up and down no more to your room and then go back downstairs and boom, you're at the convention. Not anymore. Now you have to bring it to your car, bring it,
Right.
walk across. We have to walk across the street to the hotel, which it's not that serious.
It really isn't. If you're staying at the Westin, it's about the same as if you did go and sit and wait for the elevator at the Hyatt and everything. It takes about the same amount of time it would take for you to do it there. If you got something that you don't like, I collect Living Dead dolls. If I get a Living Dead doll, I'll just go run to the hotel room and bring it back in there instead of trying to carry it around all night.
And worst case scenario, bring a comfortable big book bag.
Yeah.
I do it at conventions that we go to where we're not
people
staying.
bring wagons.
Yeah, wagons, you have options, just, do a lot of back stretches, bring some ibuprofen because my back starts to kill me when I have a backpack. So, going down the list, the other kind, so back in the Hyatt days, like I said, you went upstairs, downstairs. So when you went all the way downstairs, you were waiting in the middle between the two rooms that the event was held, which that can get nice and sweaty and hot too. The con now is you have to wait, no matter, even if you're VIP, you have to wait outside. So whatever Mother Nature is for however long you want to wait outside, that's what you're dealt with. And knock on wood, we haven't had any rain spells, but
last year I just think one of the days was pretty hot.
Our last day, I told her that I would go down and wait. You finish getting ready. Because we were so eager to get to a celebrity, and I wanted to get in quickly.
Who was it?
It was Dermot.
It was Dermot, which was 100% worth. Yeah, he was amazing. One of the sweetest people in the planet, I swear.
So when I waited out there, it was hot. My back was Niagara Falls when I got into that building. So yeah, you're gonna have to wait out. Now, there are two separate lines. So the VIP is going to be on the right. Your regular people passes are going to be to the left, going towards the parking garage. And the line builds, so you're probably actually no, I think they don't go in the parking garage now. Now I think they kind of line them up like in like a diagonal, like
I'm not
outside.
Sure, because we haven't had regular admission since
and I'm not trying to rub it in anybody.
Yeah, no, it's just I don't know how it works because we haven't had it since we've.
Maybe this year I'll go walk and take some photos and stuff just to kind of get an idea.
Yeah, because I'm not sure honestly.
Right. So another con is the Westin, which is right across the street. That's like the new Hyatt. That's the one everybody tries to fight and get. There isn't as many rooms available as the Hyatt was, and simply because the Westin doesn't have as many rooms as the Hyatt.
Big, yeah.
Right. So most of those rooms are taken because the guests. I mean,
yes, and vendors usually get
right.
it. Yeah.
So when the hotels go on sale, I think there's maybe like 100, maybe a little more.
It's not very many, yeah.
It's not many, and everybody's fighting for their room.
First come, first serve, and
so yeah, you gotta play the game. You gotta Game of Thrones it, because that's the downfall. There isn't a lot of rooms to fight for. But you have other hotels around them that I know you might have to drive or walk, but if you want to be close to the event and close to like the Toyota Music Factory for food, you have options. So, and lastly, I have on here, which was brought up already, is the premium, which obviously premium used to be, I think, $300 as well.
I think it was a little cheaper.
No. I mean,
How
the
many?
amount.
I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about the price. I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
No.
you.
You're fine. No, the price was cheaper. It was like 100 and something. I
Yeah,
think a
I was saying,
person.
no, I don't think it was that much because it was like a middle tier thing.
Right now, though, it's gone. They upped the number for VIP, so that's gone. And we have friends who actually used to get premium because you used to get like 2 line skips, a shirt, and the first year we did it, they let us in like 5 minutes after the VIP. VIP hated it, which right there because we paid just
We
like
paid
y'all.
extra just like they did, yeah.
So then after it became 30 minutes, and I mean, honestly, 30 minutes, you could still get a lot done too. Not gonna lie, but that's no more. So now you have the VIP, then you have the people that go in an hour later. So, that system is the same thing. The time, ooh, that's another pro. So the time, Saturdays, I think, is like an hour or like 30 minutes, like more than what it was. I know it's longer. I think it's like to like 7 instead of like 6:30, which brings the con there. Sundays, I think it's only like to 4:30 or 5. So they added and then took away like some time. So that's kind of cool if you go to a Saturday, because Saturday is the busiest. That's where everybody tries to get as much done as possible. So, another cool pro that they started, I think they started either the last year in the Hyatt or the first year at the Urban Convention, is now there's an app. So you have everything on there, times, alerts, which means the programs they used to give out, no longer exist.
There's no need for it though with the app.
There isn't, and I get it. Those programs cost a lot of money, and I'm sure a lot of people were like, "Oh, cool," and then, so they were more of a keepsake thing to us,
right.
But it's gone. But you have an app now, and it tells you everything, which is great because if they printed something and somebody canceled or a time had to get changed, well, how are you supposed to know? You have to go on the group page and hopefully catch where it's like, hey,
Now it just alerts you.
Now it alerts you. You have big old screens where the photo ops are. The new thing, I guess the new elevator is the escalator that you have to fight, but it's not bad.
No, because the escalator's constantly moving.
Right, and there's a lot of people that go up and down, but it's not bad.
And there is an elevator as well for people who can't go up the escalator.
Yep.
If you have like a leg problem, if you're wheelchair bound for any reason, there is an elevator for you to get up to the other floors.
Yep, exactly. So, yeah, that... As you can see, there are so many more pros at this new at the convention center. When they announced they were moving, first thought was, oh crap, like we got to learn this all over again. But after our first year, like,
yeah, it's really not that
right. We came out of that like, wow, like honestly, we thought that and the COVID year we went were like the two best years, and
COVID year was only really good because it was dead. It was dead.
Well, deader than...
Well, right. There wasn't nearly as many people because obviously it was during the pandemic and a lot of people chose not to go.
Right. So, but the first year there, it was just the space. I was like, wow. The food options, I was like, wow. Like, because food at the Hyatt was not great.
It was good enough, but...
if you didn't want to starve.
Yeah.
That's why we drove out and ate. I got a breakfast like sandwich from the little thing at the bottom, and it sucked. Also, the Starbucks.
I was gonna say the coffee. Yeah.
The Starbucks at the Hyatt. That wasn't no Starbucks. That was not a white mocha that I had. There's a Starbucks in the Westin, and so good. Yeah. And my advice for all you Saturday people that stay there: go there about an hour and a half to 2 hours before the event, because we went an hour before our first year and waited about 40 minutes for your coffee.
Long. But it's because everybody's grabbing coffee before they go to the event.
And I don't know about you guys, but we're those couples that we got to have our coffee or somebody is going to die. So, But that is all the pros and cons that we have for y'all. I mean, I don't know if it helps. I hope it does. That's just our opinions.
Scoop, bud.
Oh, he's being, yeah, our dog just gained a pound, so he's just like, ah. Yeah, say hi. Say hi.
Say hi.
So, yeah, guys, that's all I have as far as pros and cons for where it's at now. I hope it stays there as long as it lasts, man, because we love it. So, yeah, tune in next time, whenever that'll be, for another episode of Room 217. So,
Bye, wave. Say bye-bye.